guys, welcome back. So I've got a project here that I've started, and it was a very boring start, so I figured I'd spare you guys that. What this is my medium skull mold that I've just set inside a pyramid mold to keep it still, because what I did was tilted it slightly back so I could fill just the skull part, the head, back of your head, with 2 ounces of my Thyme 1:1, and I added a little bit of pearl rainbow alcohol ink. So that's what I have done thus far. Now my next step is to find a fluffy brush, and I need to clean it off here real quick because it's got some old powder on it that I need to get off. And I've got my green, gold, white, red chameleon powder that I'm going to be putting onto the resin layer that is in there. Now it's still tacky, it's not completely set, but it is set enough for me to dust the powder on, and it'll stick. So that's what I'm going to do. Just going to go around and brush this on. Looks like we've still got a couple of little moist bits, but that's fine. It's getting on the brush, not me. So what I'm going to do on the little moist bits, just tap, tap, tap. Okay. And now I do have some extra mica powder, but that's fine. I'm just gonna move that around, and then once everything is set, I can just brush that off or tap it off or do whatever. To clean the brush, by the way, just spray it with some alcohol and wipe it off on a paper towel, and it'll be fine. So now that I've got that done, we're going to wait for everything to sort of finish tacking up so we can do our next steps. See? All done. Spray it with alcohol. Just wipe it off. All clean. No resin. And the rest of that mica powder comes off beautifully. So anyway, I will see you guys for next steps. See you soon. All right, so what I've got here is about two ounces of my Thyme 1:1, and what I'm going to add to it is a couple of different of my metallic alcohol inks. Sorry, phone part. I've got rich coal and metallic violet. So those are the ones that I am going to add. And the coal, 1, 2, and in the violet, 1, 2, and we'll mix those up and see what else we need to add. If we need to add some black pigment paste or what to get it to darken up. Because I do want it dark, but not solid, if that makes sense. can see it's a very nice shade of dark purple. But I do want it darker, so I'm going to get my HTV Runt black pigment paste in the squeezy bottle of convenience and see if it's a convenient squeezy bottle, because it is very thick. There we go. Just one little drop is all I want. There we go. And you can see how much that one little drop darkened it up a lot. It is still a dark purple though, which is what I'm looking for. Alright, so now that we've got that color done, I'm going to go into my ghost powders and grab my Glimmer Ghost Violet, my eye candy. And add a significant amount to it. And get that mixed in. Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and take this off of the pyramid because it's done its duty. See, isn't that pretty? Pretty. Ghosty purpley. Alright, so now that we've got that done, we'll go ahead and get this poured into the rest of our skull. And it looks like it didn't take all 2.5. Looks like I've got about a ½ ounce left, so it took 2 ounces. So that is that. So we've got a little bit left to make something fancy. Okie doke. So let's get him out of the mold. It could be a her. Whichever. Ah, shoo, sparkle, sparkle. Alright. So here we have the sparkly top with our chameleon powder showing through, and in the bottom we have our purple shiny, I like that. That's actually kind of cool looking. So next steps, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to sand it. And this is just a little piece, you can't really see it, but it's a piece of 120 grit, excuse me. And I am going to sand around here, and then we are going to make some decoration to pimp it out. So just to kind of give you an idea of what I'm going to be doing, I'm just going to literally just go around and sand it all over. But I don't want to bore the hell out of you with watching me sand for an inordinate amount of time, so I will come back to you once everything's all sanded and cleaned up, and we will go on to next steps. So I'll see you then. Alright, the sanding is done. Did just the clear part, obviously. So it is all sanded. I sanded it 120, 240, and then I bumped it up to just 1,000 just to make sure that I had gotten all of the shiny spots, which we did, yay! And you can see the chameleon very vaguely through there. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get some UV resin, and I'm going to put it in this little here pot. And actually, let me turn on my light here real quick so I can actually see what I'm doing. And then in this box, I have a bunch of different colors of little metallic roses that I got from, I think, Thyme a while back. And I'm going to be putting those around the rim. So it will be decorative. And what I'm going to use to put it on there remains to be seen. However, I do believe I am going to be using this silicone tool of choice. So, just going to get some on my tool and then swap it in the middle there. Set down my little rose, get my tiny torch, and I'll probably speed this up because it will be a lot of UV and it's going to take me a minute, so it might be a bit boring. So, here we go. Alright. And you can see a beautiful purple rose crown. Isn't it pretty? So, now that that is done, we're going to work on the top. And I've been debating on, within myself, on what I wanted to do with the top of the skull. What patterns I wanted to do, if any. And I've seen, people do dots and people do things, and I don't really want to be ordinary about it, do the same thing that everybody else is doing. But, people tend to like dots and swirly things and whatnot. So we're going to do a little bit of both. Maybe. Actually, pivot. We're going to do something different. Like, drop it. Actually, that's kind of a good thing. Oh, yeah. Right? Oh, happy accidents, folks. Happy accidents. Look at that. Doing a little cleanup work here. Seriously. Catch it while it's in midstream. That looks sick. Let that dribble and then catch it. One little dude over here. See how I'm letting that dribble down, and then catch it with the UV light. I think I want one more dribble in front. Yeah, one more good dribble. And catch it. Clean up my mess a little bit here, because I've made one. But isn't that part of the fun, is making messes, right? So you can see the color through his head in some spots and not in others. Got that really cool ring of roses. And yeah, phone part. one more thing that I'm going to do just to pimp it out a little bit here. Give me a sec. I know what I'm looking for. And it's right here. These are Aurora Borealis rhinestones. And these are going straight in his eye holes. And then once I get everything in, I will give it a turbo shot under my big Resiner's UV light for a few minutes, just to make sure that everything is nice and set. Look at that. Oh yeah, that did it. Oh yeah. Kind of, okay, so people my age will hopefully remember a very awesome horror movie from the 80s called They Live, starring Rowdy Roddy Piper. Yeah? You seeing it? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I know, right? Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get this guy cured under the big light, and I will be back with you as soon as it is done. Alright, it has had about 4 minutes under the big light. And honestly, just look at that from the top. I mean, that alone looks wicked awesome. See the color change. It goes down the sides. And then that face. Oh, man. Very cool. Very, very cool. So, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Do you love him? Do you hate him? Do you think it's horrible, waste of resin? I dig it. I dig it. This one's for me. Totally. Hello. So, let me know, guys. Thanks so much for being here. I really do appreciate it as always, and I will see you for the next one. Take care, guys. Cheers.